Hyperwar is a formulation, a concept of how we envisage in the future artificial intelligence, deep learning, natural language processing, all of those capabilities that come to us today and increasingly in the future because of advances in algorithms that can both make decisions and execute decisions with the support of supercomputing. So we're really in a remarkable moment. And hyperwar applies to warfare where many of the functions of warfare are automated or in some cases actually autonomous. Automated means that many of the functions just occur automatically. We the humans have not agreed necessarily, but we're comfortable with certain functions occurring in an automated way through artificial intelligence. Autonomous functions are functions that will occur where decisions are made and actions are taken completely apart from the role of the human. So hyperwar is about speed. It's about artificial intelligence taking us to a level of speed in warfare we've never seen before, frankly, and can't even conceive of now. And many of the functions in warfare can be automated, and many of them can actually be autonomous because they don't take us to the brink of taking a life, taking a human life, or inflicting massive destruction on key infrastructure. So your question is really important. It's at the heart of the question that we have for ourselves. And when I say ourselves, I mean the community of nations for whom our values are the most important. Human rights, human life, the rule of law. And you know, in the wars I fought in, which the biggest of the four were Iraq and Afghanistan, the law of armed conflict was very, very important to me as a commander. And part of that required that if I used force, that there was a necessity for me to use force. And if I did use force, I had the capacity as the commander to sort out who the enemy was from the innocents, what we call the combatants from the non-combatants. And the third was if I use force, and with the intent of taking life or destroying infrastructure, that I only use it in a proportional way. I don't use excessive force. And those are three legal requirements for me as a commander. So in a hyperwar environment where we may be fighting an enemy who does not have the same values as we do, we may find there is no one in the loop. There's no human in that process of making the decision to apply lethal force, to restrain that force. And we actually have the capability through artificial intelligence to do target development, so it would synthesize huge amounts of information. Then target acquisition, which means it has the capacity to help you to find that target. That target can be a large enemy unit or a single person or a building. It then has the capacity to do what we call target identification or positive identification, what we used to call in the other wars PID. Positive identification, meaning I actually know that's the target I want to engage. And then target development, target acquisition, target identification, then target engagement. And right here, between target identification and target engagement, something happens. For us, theoretically, a human being with the responsibility and accountability of the law of war has authorized that autonomous system to now take the shot. Our enemies aren't going to have a human there. And when the human is in the loop, what happens is that it slows us down in a relative sense. And in a hyperwar environment where things are happening so quickly that they're measured in seconds or minutes, where before in Afghanistan, if I wanted a major operation to occur, it could take days or weeks. The human in the loop could create a defeat narrative. So hyperwar is a really interesting moment for us. We're going to go forward. The U.S. military, in any case, is going to go forward with many of the functions that we have will be assisted by artificial intelligence and deep learning. Nothing wrong with that. It's for maintenance and aircraft support and supply and all of those things necessary to sustain an enemy or a force in the field. But we have still not come to a final conclusion about where the human is on the loop or a human is in the loop. And there's a difference between the two, but it's basically the same thing. But I will tell you that we've had some battles in the last several years that were very, very violent. And I actually believe that had we had some autonomous systems, highly sophisticated autonomous systems where the algorithms had been long and well trained and we had confidence in them, those systems could have done the pinpoint targeting of the enemy in ways that could have saved a lot of civilian lives, a lot of the lives of our troops, reduced a lot of damage in many respects to infrastructure. So hyperwar is coming. We need to be thinking about it as a people, the Italian people, the American people, who truly do believe in values. We're going to have to work our way through this, and there's no clear answer yet. But hyperwar is coming, and it's going to be a war at a speed that we can't even imagine.